What's up, guys? Welcome to Western Sportsman. I'm Jonathan Catani, and welcome to episode number 2 of Tailgate Tuesday. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, but Jonathan, you're not on a tailgate. And you're right, I'm not on a tailgate. That's because currently, where I'm at in Utah, there's about a Category 5 hurricane outside. So I had to come into the barn here to shoot the intro, which surprisingly is actually very well lit. So shout out to my dad for putting some great lighting in here. Definitely had no intention of doing it for any kind of filming, but not mad about it. I am joined by Jameson, who's down here at my feet, pouting because there's no room for him to sit on the four-wheeler. But it is what it is at this point. So, for episode number 2, what I decided to do was show you guys an awesome drill that I found that I've done with Jameson a couple times now. Really good in the beginning when you have a young pup to teach them how to just sit still while you're in the duck blind. As we all know, there's a lot of sitting around in the duck blind sometimes between the action, and the point is to train your dog to be able to be patient and sit still. So what I'm going to do is just show you guys the drill, and then I'm actually going to narrate over it and kind of explain the drill. It's really easy. I think you guys are really going to like it. You're going to find it very useful, like I said, especially if you have a young dog. But it doesn't hurt for your older dogs. Get the rust off right before the season. Remind them that it's a waiting game sometimes. So without further ado, you guys, episode number 2. Okay, you guys, now it's time to show you the drill. You'll have to forgive me. Been a little bit under the weather, so my voice sounds a little hoarse. So bear with me here. But like I said before, this drill is very easy to set up. All you're going to need is a bucket and about 2 or 3 bumpers. And all you're going to do is walk up, sit on your bucket, just like you would in the duck blind. Bring your dog to your heel. Or if your dog is the type of dog where, maybe you want to do this drill, maybe he's a lot older and more advanced and you want to use his own blind, your dog blind that you have for him. This is a perfect chance. Set the dog blind right next to him, put him in the dog blind, sit there just like you would in the blind. Or maybe you keep your dog in a different location than you. Maybe you put him at a different angle to your spread than, where you sit. No matter what you do, you want to make it as real as possible. Now for me, Jameson sits right by my side, typically all the time or a little bit in front of me. So that's exactly how I'm setting the drill up. And all I'm going to do is just sit there just like we would in the duck blind. Like I said before, sometimes there's back-to-back action and sometimes it's a couple hours before birds come in. But you always want your dog sitting still because you never know when the birds are going to come in. So I'm just going to sit there on my phone just like I would be in the duck blind, sitting on Instagram, sitting on Facebook, just passing the time until the birds show up. And I want Jameson sitting still just like this, not wandering off or getting distracted by different smells. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach down and I'm going to toss out a bumper. And just like that, I want him focused on the bumper, but do not move. That's the most important part. You don't want your dog to move. Then, just going to stay seated once again, sitting still. He's focused on the bumper, but he hasn't moved, and he knows he can't move until I tell him to. I'm just going to get back on my phone, and we're just going to pretend like there wasn't a bird there. Now, with young dogs, you might end up sitting there for about 20 or 30 minutes, and this is a really good way to condition them to get used to sitting in the duck blind for long periods of time and getting no action. We all know that's one of the hardest things with young dogs is getting them to sit still the whole day while you're out there. So take them out there, sit out there for 20 or 30 minutes. Now I'm not going to make this video 20 or 30 minutes long, so it's only going to be a few minutes long just so you guys get the idea of what you're supposed to be doing for this drill. Then I might throw out 1 or 2 more bumpers for Jameson, and I want him sitting still until I tell him and give him the command that he can move. Then you're going to send them on their retrieve. And obviously, if they don't move and they do what they're supposed to, then you let them retrieve. If they move or flinch when you throw the bumper, then they don't get a retrieve. They need to understand that they have to sit still in order to get to retrieve. Now you guys are going to have to be a little patient with Jameson. We're currently nursing a little bit of an inflamed elbow. So once I send him on the retrieves, he moves really slow. Breaks my heart to watch, but the vet says he's going to be fine. And he's such a trooper and can't stand not doing any drills, so we have to do something every day. So I figured we'd just send him on a few small retrieves, let him get his work in, make him happy. As you can see, brings it right back to his heel, mark him on the second one, and he's off. Now, the one thing Jameson's always struggled with a little bit is bringing it right back to my heel. On that first retrieve, that was exactly what I want, but as you can see here on my second retrieve, he's a little in front of me. Now, normally I wouldn't be so worried about this, but what I'm really trying to get him to understand is that whenever he comes back from a retrieve, the way I'm standing is the exact line that I want to have him for the next retrieve. So, normally I would just kind of let that pass where he's sitting right in front of me, but I've got certain things I'm trying to work on with him. And, while he's nursing his injured leg back to health, getting him to heal the right way is something really simple that I can work on with him. And, it doesn't cause any extra injury. For those of you wondering, he's on a supplement. You don't have to worry. He's made a lot of progress, and the vet assured me he's going to be fine by the time hunting season rolls around. So anyways, hope you guys like this drill. Take your dogs out. Get them used to it. This is the best time to get them conditioned so that when hunting season rolls around, there's no rust whatsoever. It's like you never left the duck blind. All right, guys, enjoy. Thanks for watching.